Hey, what's up? It's just Gems. I want to say a huge shout out to Rainy Hot Topics, Rainee, who did just a wonderful tribute and acknowledgement to me yesterday. So shout out to her. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I saw this on Pink Book Lessons, and then I decided to just get out of that and go find the original clip. Excuse me. And I wanted to discuss this clip today. So let's just listen and see what
remember
happens.
this. I feel like this. I feel like a woman and a man should not be together or stay together if the woman ain't being the woman.
Okay.
Because a man could be a man or you really a woman is what am I saying. But I think the man's supposed to pay the bulk of the bills, take the bulk of the responsibility, and the women is supposed to make sure that man is happy, able to go out there and get that money and come home and take care of his family.
Well, you threw me off when you said the bulk of the bills.
I mean, like the mortgage, the shit you pay.
I mean, he paying the bills is what I'm saying.
Well, you gotta get something, Lisa Raye. You gotta get the light bill.
Giving them ass. What do you mean?
And this right here is the very reason that made me stop and go find the original clip, because I knew I had to say something about this. Let me first point out, Lisa Raye has been married twice, divorced twice, and both times she was married for 2 years in each marriage. So I don't know if she's the best person to give any type of relationship advice. I really don't know if she's qualified for that. And she's currently 54 years old and unmarried and single. So what she just said was the man should pay everything. No part of it. No, just the big responsibilities. Pay everything, and what he gets in return is her ass, her 54-year-old ass. Now, there could be a problem in that. Women sometimes have all of these expectations of men to cover and go out and work hard and come back, and you get home and there's nothing to eat. There's nothing, the house ain't clean, but they laid up and I give him ass every night, or I perform sexually every night, and they expect that to cover the gamut of a man's needs. And men need more than that. So let's continue and hear what else she says.
He giving you dick.
Right. But that's supposed to be, let's take it back biblically. Biblically, the man is supposed to be the provider and the king of the household. Now, the wife, the woman, is supposed to be the mother of the household. She takes care of the house. Now, we new millennial women, so that's a bonus that we get.
I'm sorry, but she said we're that's a bonus because we're new millennium women. So the man is supposed to be the character of the old in the Bible, be the provider and protector. But the women get to be new millennium women. And that's a bonus if somebody is being the mother of the household, taking care of the house. Because now the new millennial women only have to have sex on a regular. But anything else is just a cherry on top. But I'm glad she said the Bible, because if we want to go back to the Proverbs 31 woman, a wife of noble character who can find. She is worth far more than rubies. But as I looked in here, it also says she selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She gets up while it is still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. This looks like, and it's a long list of things for this Proverbs 31 woman. If we want to get biblical, are we just going to look at the man, though? I'm sorry. Let's continue.
You gotta be evenly yoked. The hustle gotta match the hustle.
I'm gonna tell you what get off throw when it get thrown off.
You pay the mortgage. You can't ask me to pay the light bill because I pay the mortgage.
I'm gonna tell you what get thrown off at. I'm gonna tell you what get thrown off at.
Damn thing. That's what I say.
When you're sick of me, you gonna tell me to get out.
I should not be sick of you because you're supposed to be doing everything
I understand
that you're supposed to be doing.
So let's go back.
Make me do what I need to be doing.
Let's go back to the Bible. Let's go back right after the Bible.
Oh boy. So as long as he's doing what he needs to do, that's gonna make her, as the woman, do what she needs to do, and that's bring pleasure. So that's going back to sexual acts. And not anything else. There's nothing else that a woman's supposed to do or have to do but sexually please her husband. That's not gonna feed him. That's not listening to him. That's not sharing ideas. That's not cleaning the house. There is so much more to a marriage than just having sex. And when you get married to somebody, you can't do what you do based upon what they do. And now sometimes it could be hard not to respond in kind. But if you want a successful marriage, there's going to be times when you may not be getting the treatment that you desire from your spouse. But that doesn't mean, oh, well, he ain't doing that, I'm not doing this. She ain't doing that, I'm not going to do that. Your marriage really, if we still speaking biblically, is what I do for my husband is between me and God, and what my husband does for me is between God and him, because we made a covenant with me, him, and God. So as long as I'm just serving doing my husband, or as long as I'm with my husband and the things that I do them for the Lord, then I can't go wrong. But if I'm doing something expecting my husband to respond in a specific way, and then he does not respond in the way that I deem is appropriate, then now I'm mad. And that doesn't help my marriage at all. No matter what, because people go through different things, especially if you're relying on your husband to be the worker for the family, the provider. There's going to be things that happen. He may have a very bad day at work, and then he comes home and he doesn't have a pleasant attitude. He's not greeting you at the door. Hey, babe, I brought you these flowers. He had a rough day. He might not being rude, but just he's not being his normal self. So then that's like, oh, well, he come in with an attitude, or he came in, he didn't barely speak, and I'm not finna cook nothing, or you know what I'm saying? You cannot do that in a marriage that you want to be successful, which I don't know the details in either of her marriages, but again, 2 years in both, and that was about all that anybody could take. And I can kind of see why. That mentality, we have to, as women, want more than the fairy tale. Being married, you have to have a commitment to the marriage and to the person. It can't be just based on how I feel today. Oh, and then tomorrow, I just didn't feel like it. I stopped liking him a little bit, and so now I'm going to check out. You have to be in it to win it, unless you want to be single at 54 and with failed marriages behind you. But let's continue and hear the rest of this.
Let's go back right after the Bible.
I think we need to go to commercial, because I think I need to get you together.
No. Let's go back right after the Bible. Right after the Bible.
Okay.
Did your daddy pay for your wedding?
No.
See, that's where I fucked up at right there.
My father was not living. That's why.
Okay, so.
But it would have still been $1 million wedding, believe that. Okay.
Now, here's the thing. The father is supposed to give their daughters away.
Okay.
To the man. And the man is supposed to, at that point, take care.
On all the responsibility.
Okay.
And my father
now,
was a king, and I was a princess. Right now, I'm a queen, so you got to come with it.
Okay, so now,
you don't be stuck.
For me to be paying all the bills. Let's say I'm paying all the bills.
That just let me know that you weren't used to it, but okay.
Let's say I'm paying all the bills. No, that's the problem. I've paid all the bills for many of years.
So that's what you feel the problem is. If you wouldn't have paid all the bills,
maybe you could have had a break. So I can't afford to be a cheater, can I?
I mean, here's the thing. If she's doing what she's supposed to be doing,
there you go.
Then you shouldn't even want to be a cheater.
There you go.
Because I asked my men that I've dated throughout the years, before we get to that point, give me an opportunity to change it, to make a difference before you go down. Now, if you got a guy that just has wandering eyes, I mean, that's cool. Have a wandering eye. You can look all you want to. But give me that chance to say, hey, baby, something missing in our relationship that is making you want to do that. Because, see, I can be Becky, I can be Tanya, I can be Shaquita, and I can be Diamond.
I'm not sure what it is, but it always comes back to sex with Lisa Raye. So she's saying before her man steps out, she is asked, let me know if there's something I'm doing wrong. I could be Becky, I could be Diamond, I could be all these different people. That goes back to sex. What about everything else? Can you be Molly the maid? Can you be my best friend? Can you comfort me in those times when I need to be comforted? Can you encourage him? Can you do all those other things? Can you hold it down if something happens with him in his job? Can you hold it down, or are you out of there because something happened and now the load is on you? Oh no, he can't pay all the bills. Are you going to still be there? Because once you get married, it's not contingent on, okay, well, something tragic happened. He had an accident. He can't go back to work, or something happened. He got a lawsuit against his company or whatever he has going, and he can't pay all the bills. It's more than just sex, and men go through things and they have some mental things that they deal with, emotional stuff they're going through, and you're not available to help with you're not there for the emotional support. You're not there as a friend. Are you always nagging? You always coming down on him? Or when that time comes, he needs you to help with the bills, and you saying you can't do that, you might get cheated on with Becky down the street that work at the Citgo or the Texaco, just because she's available, because she looks to him at a different way, and you look at him with disgust every time he comes home. But you still give it up at night, but he's searching for something else in the street because you aren't available to do anything but have sex with him. And he's not even looking at you for sex anymore because he can see the disgust in your eyes. So it's not always just about a man. Some men, of course, they're just looking for that sexual conquest. But there are times other men who are not looking for that go look to fill a different void. But let me go ahead and finish this off.
Right.
He shouldn't have to go no place else to be seeing nobody else.
So in other words, the problem with men and women are this.
They want a variety.
First of all, they
You want to switch it up. You want some spice. You don't let the spice go down.
You have to be attracted to the person that
well,
you
you
plan
should
on
have been
being.
there when you chose her and when she chose
And
you.
a lot of people not. A lot of women these days.
I don't know nothing about that.
You have to be. I'm responsible for the men. You're responsible for the women. You got to get your women together. You got to get them together.
One at a time. We starting right now. You know what? We need to have a podcast then.
Yeah,
you
we
speak
need that.
on the men behalf.
Yeah.
I speak on the women behalf.
Yeah.
Please don't. That sounds like a horrible idea. Please do not get into no podcast giving women this advice. We want our young black ladies to get married again. Even our older black women, we want them to be married too, and to be marriage material. And the advice that you've given on this show is everything but that. This is how you remain single. This is how you don't get married. Right here. This type of advice, thinking you're the prize because you have a vagina and yours is, you got the wet, you got that wop, and he ain't gonna go nowhere, and that's all I need to do is offer that every night, and that's it. That's all that you have to offer as a woman is a vagina. And that is sad. She's sadly misguided and giving bad advice to these other young women. But let's finish this clip off.
Show gonna teach them how to pay and not pay all the bills. That's one thing.
Okay, that was the end of what I recorded. But yeah, you're gonna teach them to pay all the bills because they only gonna have themselves to pay bills unless they gonna move in with their friend girl, and then they gonna be paying half the bills with her, splitting bills. But your advice is gonna have them paying every last bill, rent, if not mortgage, car note, insurance, light bill, water, gas. They're gonna pay every single bill, just like you're doing right now, unless you got a sugar daddy or something. But they're gonna be paying every last bill alone on their one income, listening to this type of advice. This is not gonna get you married and keep you married. Now, that wop and cuteness and bubbly little personality might get you the man, but it's not going to keep him. It's not enough. It's not enough. So please don't listen to that sad, terrible advice, and always check the source of the advice you're receiving. It doesn't mean that you can't get good advice from somebody who's been through bad situations. Somebody on the other side of divorce can absolutely give you some good advice. But Don't let somebody who has not been in a successful relationship that lasted as long as you want yours to last, that's not the one that's probably going to give you the best advice on how to keep a man. It's possible they could if they're looking back, reflecting on where they went wrong. But if they're talking like they have all the answers while they still single, and yeah, that's not it. That's not it. But you can absolutely get good advice from certain people. You can get great advice from a homeless person. They could tell you where they took that wrong step. But don't let the homeless person tell you, oh, no, what they say at your job, youngster? Oh, no, hell no, I'll walk off that job. I wouldn't take that job. Or I wouldn't take that. That's what I did. They ain't never get me like that at no job. I ain't never listening to nobody that's gonna talk to me and expect me to do something. No, that's why I quit that last job I had. Now, somebody saying something like that and they homeless, that's probably not the best advice. It's like, oh, okay, you talking like that worked out well for you. That didn't work well. So you're not gonna take that advice. So I'm just saying, in the same way with Lisa Raye, and her last marriage was, I don't know, one of them was in the 90s, and I guess the other one was in the early 2000s. I don't recall what it said, but I know they both lasted 2 years, and it's been decades. So, yeah, just always consider the source. And I am married, and we've been together for ages. Our oldest daughter just turned 24 yesterday. So I'm just saying, I do have some information. I do have some wisdom in the category. And my parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary on June 3rd of this year. So I come from a line of married women and married people, period. My grandparents on both sides were married until death. And I just want to share whatever small piece of wisdom I may have in hopes that helps somebody else to live better. But until next time, I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for all the well wishes and all the love for the situation with the fire and all of that. I don't have any updates yet, but I will share them when I do get some. And I thank you all, and please make sure you hit the notification bell, select all, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, peace.